everyone and welcome back to my channel Be Yourself. This is Dr. Rajni Sharma and today I will be discussing about the antigen processing and presentation. Actually, what does it mean? So whenever we brought food or any vegetables from the market, what we do, we process them. Just like that, in our cell also, whenever any foreign antigens enter inside our body, that got processed and presented to the cells which are responsible for the immunological functioning, like T cells. So previously it was thought that as we all know that the two cells are there inside our body, or basically immunological cells, B cells and T cells. So it was thought that B cells and T cells were equally or have the similar mechanism of action inside our body, but few experiments was conducted. After that it was concluded that no, B cells has different way of functioning, whereas T cells has their own way of functioning. So let's start with a brief introduction. Before that, let us see what we are going to deal in this video. First, I am going to give you a brief introduction what actually is antigen processing and what is meant by presentation of the antigens. And so this will be is the cell T cells which is present inside our body is very much specific to the MHC molecules, or they will be expressed only by their own haplotype of the MHC molecule. And there are certain experiment conducted that whether this is true or just it's a theory that they need a processing. So in this we will be having a small introduction and we will see how T cells are restricted to a specific type of MHC molecule or its own haplotype. Next is the I will deal with an experiment conducted by certain researchers which says that it is really important to process the peptides or antigens before being expressed over the cells to activate the immune system. There are certain cells which is known as antigen presenting cells which play a very important role during this process. So we will be discussing about that also. And the expression of the antigens over the cell surface to activate the T cells is being conducted by two different pathways. One is the cytosolic pathway, also known as endogenous pathway, and another is the endocytic pathway or exogenous pathway. So these are the whole content of this video. So let's start with a brief introduction. So as I said that T cells can recognize the foreign particles only when it will be expressed by the MHC molecules, and the molecules which will express such types of antigens over the cell surface is known as peptide bonded MHC molecules. And the process through which this MHC molecule will be expressed, this peptide, is known as the whole process of expressing this processed antigens over the cell surface is known as antigen processing. And antigen presentations is basically done by two processes which we already have discussed in the content slide, that it will be and one will be endogenous processing and another will be the exogenous processing. In case of endogenous processing, MHC class 1 molecule is involved, whereas in the exogenous processing, MHC class 2 molecule is involved. So actually there are three types of MHC class molecule, 1, 2 and 3. One molecule is basically involved when we have a viral infection. It means the endogenous processing means what? When we are got infected with the viral particles, we all know that the virus invade our own system to express the proteins for our body. Rather, they activate or modify our system in such a way that the peptides or the molecules which are required for the survival of the virus will be expressed. So during that process, that foreign particles will be expressed by class 1 MHC molecule, so that the cells which is particularly been invaded by the virus will be killed. Another is the exogenous processing. In this process, basically macrophages are involved, or the cells which are involved in phagocytosis are involved. Just like the macrophages or phagocytotic behavior, that engulf foreign particles will be processed and it will be expressed on the surface of the cell by the help of MSC class 2 molecules. So first, as per the content, first we will discuss that the T cells will be requiring a specific type of MSC molecule. So let's see how it will be done. So this experiment was conducted by A. Rosenthal and E. Savage, and what he did, they have isolated the macrophage from the different strains of Guinea pig. So they have taken two strains of the Guinea pig, strain 2 and strain 13, which we can see here, black and white strain, and another strain was that who was obtained as a crossbreed of this or the offspring of strain 1 and strain 1313. So we all know that in haplotypic inheritance of MSC molecules, the offspring will be able to adapt or it will be able to cope up with the MSC class molecule inherited from the parental type. So what we will be able to see here in this experiment, that the T cells which will be working with the F1 strain will able to fight with the antigens being processed by either of the parents. So when I will discuss more, it will be more clear. So what they did, they first taken the strain 2 Guinea pig and isolated macrophages from them. After isolating the macrophages from strain 2 Guinea pig, they have inoculated antigens to this macrophages. So when these antigens got or foreign particles, when they will come in contact with the macrophages which was isolated from the Guinea pig, it will be taken inside, because this is a general property of the macrophages to engulf the foreign particles, which we already have discussed in my section of the innate immunity or the component of the innate immunity. So what will happen, these antigens will be engulfed by this macrophages. So these macrophages, after engulfing the antigens or foreign particles, will express the processed one or after engulfing. So we all know that in macrophages what happens, the engulfed particle or the phagosomes which will form having the foreign particles will fuse with the lysosomes, and these lysosomes will be consisting of the hydrolytic enzyme which will digest this foreign particles into the smaller form, and the small peptide form of the foreign particles will be expressed over the surface of the macrophages with the help of MSC class 2 molecule. Now what will happen after that, when after exposing the antigens and when it come to know that this will be expressed over the surface of the macrophages, when these macrophages will be exposed with the T cells isolated from these three different strains from strain 2, strain 3 and the one which is the offspring of these two, what we will see that the T cells which was isolated from strain 13 will not be able to activate itself, whereas both T cells isolated from strain 2 and its offspring will able to activate themselves, and they will further motivate the functioning of the immune system. So this whole process take place. So why this strain 13 has not got activated? Because the haplotype which was isolated here or the MSC class molecule expressed over the surface of the macrophages does not belong to that of the strain 13. So they have summarized their experiment in the tabular form. So what they did, they have taken the antigen primed T cells from strain 2, strain 13 and they are hybrid. Another what they did, they have used the macrophages surplused with antigens or macrophages being associated with the antigens, and after that what will happen, the antigen will be expressed on the surface of the macrophages. So what will happen during this process, if the macrophages is isolated from strain 2, then it will definitely be able to activate the T cells from the 2 as well as the hybrid one or the offspring which will be having a gene from the MSC molecule from parent with strain 2 and parent with strain 13 both. Similarly, coming to the next one, when we will expose the macrophages surplus with the antigen, then it will not be able to activate the T cells from the strain 2. So we can see here the negative sign, whereas it will able to activate the T cells from the strain 13, because these macrophages is particularly belonging to 13. So here we can see the plus sign, and lastly the offspring one will definitely be able to express itself. Whereas in the antigen, when we will isolate the macrophage from the hybrid one or the offspring obtained by this two parental mating, then we will see that it will able to activate the T cells to this of the strain 2 as well as strain 13 as well as its own uh, T cells. So these were all experiment. This was experiment which proved that the T cells will be expressed or it will be activated only by their own self MHC class molecule. Now, is it really so that antigens undergo processing? So this experiment was done by K. Ziegler and E.R. Unayu to prove that there is really need to process the antigen inside the cell. So what they did, they have first fixed the antigen processing cell with the help of para-formaldehyde. So what will happen on fixing this antigen presenting cell with the para-formaldehyde, it will become impermeable to the outside environment. So after fixing it, when it will be exposed to the antigens, then what will happen? Antigens will not be able to enter inside the antigen presenting cells, because its outer cell become rigid, and it will, as it got fixed, it will not allow the antigens to enter inside this. So what will happen, because there will be no entering of the antigens and no processing of the antigens, but in the cell there is antigens is present but not has reached inside the macrophages. So what will happen? The antigens or the foreign particles will not be processed. Because of this, what will happen? T helper cells will not be activated. In second experiment, what they did, they first exposed the antigens with the macrophages or the antigen presenting cells, and after 1 to 3 hours, when the antigens got processed and expressed over their surface, they have fixed the antigen presenting cells. At this time, when they got expressed over the surface, and when after that when they have fixed the cells, at this time T cells got easily activated and expressed the immunological response. By studying all this process, another experiment was conducted by another researchers named as R.P. Simon-Cavendish. What he did, he had first fixed the antigen presenting cell with the help of glutaraldehyde, which has similar effect to that of the para-formaldehyde. And after fixing it, what they did, instead of inoculating the native form of the antigens, they have inoculated the partially digested ova albumin. So what will happen there? What happens actually when any foreign particles enter inside the body? They undergo digestion with the help of hydrolytic enzymes. So here the scientist is using the antigens which is already processed one. So even after fixing, what will happen? It will be able to when it will be exposed to the partially digested ova albumin, it will be easily able to express itself over the cell surface. So what does it indicate? When we will be exposing the antigens which is already been processed, on that time it has the ability to bind with the MHC molecules, and this will easily activate the T helper cells. So what we can conclude from here, that without processing, T helper cells cannot be induced its activity. So what we have seen that antigen presenting cells were first fixed without being exposed to the antigens, and after fixing, what it was done, they were inoculated with the antigens. In the second experiment, what we have seen, that antigen presenting cells were first exposed to the antigens and then fixed after exposing to the antigens. And lastly, which is done by another scientist, what we have seen that they have fixed the antigen presenting cells, but they have exposed it with the partially digested peptide. So here they have used the partially digested peptides, but in the initial two state, what they did in the first step, they have fixed, but after fixing they have used antigens, so they were not able to activate the T helper cells, or the cells were not able to express the processed antigens over its surface. Whereas when in the further two cases, when first exposing to the antigens after 1 to 3 hours, when got fixed with the paraformaldehyde, they able to express the antigens. And similarly, when in the last case, when partially digested peptides were used to the previously fixed antigen presenting cells, on that time also they are able to express the peptides over its surface. So from here we have concluded that for the activation of T cells, it is required the cells to undergo digest the foreign particles. So till now what we have seen the condition only with the T helper cells, but it is equally implemented for the TC cells. So another scientist was there, A. Townsend, and his colleague has found that when they have exposed the cells with the influenza virus, what they did that the exposure of influenza protein has activated the T cells. So what he found, when the influenza virus were inoculated inside in the in vitro condition, they found that TC cells has activated, but instead of binding with their outer protein, they got inactivated by some internal proteins like nucleoproteins. So when they have in lab, when they have designed similar types of nucleoprotein in the lab, and when they have exposed the in vitro cells, then what they found that this time also this lab synthesized peptides or the internal peptides has activated the TC cells. So from here we can conclude that both T helper cells as well as TC cells are can be activated only when the peptides are processed. Now we are here previously also used this term, what is the antigen processing cells? That antigen processing cells, researchers has conducted the experiment on the antigen processing cells. Before proceeding to the pathways involved in the processing, it is important to understand about the antigen processing cell. These cells are or the cells which express the MSC molecules are basically of two types. One is the target cells, another is the antigen presenting cells. Target cells basically express the MSC class 1 molecule, whereas antigen presenting cells express class 2 MSC molecule. Antigen or the class 1 MSC molecule recognize the TC cells with CD8 plus as a surface marker, and class 2 MSC molecule recognize T helper cells with the CD4 plus as a surface marker. Antigen presenting cells are basically categorized into two parts. One is the professional and non-professional. In professional antigen presenting cells, we include the dendritic cells, macrophages and B cells, whereas non-professional cells are having a long list, but I have listed only 3 of them, which include the fibroblast, glial cells and beta cells. So why we have categorized these as a professional and non-professional, what does it basically means? Professional cells are very much used to express the MSC class 2 molecules, or they constitutively express the MSC class 2 molecules. So as in the dendritic cells is foremost involved, or the major cells which are involved or which are termed as the antigen presenting cells. But apart from that, macrophages and B cells are also required, but B cells can act as the antigen presenting cells only when it got activated to express the MSC molecule before being activating the B7 marker over the cells, because we know that B cells undergo humoral immunity, and this got activated by the marker B7. So there are certain criteria for that. Similarly, for the non-professional cells, basically during the inflammatory response, these cells are able to express the MSC class 2 molecules. They are not specific for the expression of the MSC class 2 molecule, whereas professional cells are very used to activate the or to express the MSC class 2 molecule over its surface. Now, finally, coming to the pathways which are involved in the antigen processing. So, as we have seen in the introduction slide, that there were two pathways were there. One is the cytosolic and another is the endocytic. So, first I will deal with the cytosolic or endogenous pathway, because this is little bit complicated than that of the endogenous or exogenous pathway. Endogenous or exogenous pathway are very much similar to the phagocytotic activity or the innate component, which is innate component. So it will be easier for you to understand. So a bit of more steps or more complications are there in the cytosolic or endocytic pathway. So first I will deal with that. So coming to the first pathway. So as in our body, not only the foreign particles, rather all the proteins which are synthesized inside our body need to be degraded after they are being used. So if you will go to the molecular biology, you will come to know that all the proteins, even those who are involved in DNA replication, transcription, translations, all need to be ubiquitinated. There are two different terms actually for the protein: ubiquitination and degradations. In ubiquitination, cells implement this process to break the used proteins or which are not required further in our cells, to break down into smaller pieces, and their end product can be reused in different cycles. So here first what happens actually, suppose this is a protein which need to be ubiquitinated. So they will first bind with a protein known as ubiquitin, and this will bind to any of the amine group or the basic amine group of the amino acid which will be there in the protein. This ubiquitin now enter into the into proteasome, and for this there is a requirement of ATP molecules to activate these proteins to enter inside the proteasomes. So what will happen in the proteasome? What actually is the proteasomes? Proteasome is actually a multifunctional protease. It consisting of the 4 rings, and it looks like a cylindrical form, and the radius which will be there is basically 10 to 50 Armstrong. So the lining of this proteasomes is actually it actually has a proteolytic activity, and this is also the inner part of the proteasome is also being regulated by 3 genes. One is the LMP2, LMP7 and LMP10. Of these 3 genes, LMP2 and 7 is encoded within the MHC class molecule genes, whereas LMP10 is not present within the MHC class molecule. So what will happen when there is an excessive secretion of the interferon gamma? There they will activate this LMP2 and LMP7 gene, which activate the proteolysis of the foreign particles or even some of the proteins which are not required inside our body to be cleaved into a smaller part. So when this protein will enter inside the proteasomes, digestion will take place inside the proteasomes, and at the end, on the end product, we will get the peptides. These peptides, what is the significance of these peptides? Basically because of the presence of this LMP2, LMP7 and LMP10 genes, these genes regulate the hydrolysis of the protein in such a way that they will lead to the formation of the peptides with the C terminal. The C terminal will be either having the hydrophobic amino acid or the basic amino acid, and they will cleave the peptides into the smaller part up to 18 amino acid, which is a favorable condition to be expressed on the MSC class 1 molecule. So this particular peptide will be only expressed by the MSC class 1 molecule, because there are certain cells which has a tendency to induce the or we can express both class 1 and class 2 MSC molecules. So this is one of the checkpoint to to activate only class 1 MSC molecules. Now what will happen after being synthesizing the peptides with the C terminals with hydrophobic or basic amino acid, it will enter inside the endoplasmic reticulum. So first step of the lysis of the peptides will take place in the cytosols. From cytosols it will enter into the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Now in rough endoplasmic reticulum, what is there? There exists a transmembrane protein which is known as TAP. TAP means transporter, which is associated with the antigen presenting. Transporter, T for transporter, associated with antigen presenting. It consisting of three different domains. One is the hydrophilic domain, you can see here, which is spanning toward the cytosolic side. This is the cytosolic side, and this is the luminal side. And in the luminal side there will be a hydrophobic region of the amino acids, there will be hydrophilic region, and in between again there will be hydrophobic region, which will span around the which will expand like a transmembrane protein. Another thing is that in the rough endoplasmic reticulum, MSC class molecules are present. So in MSC molecules, actually two chains are there, alpha and beta. Both are not associated initially. They will undergo associations only when the peptide or processed antigens enter inside the rough endoplasmic reticulum. So prevent the binding of antigens, premature antigens with the class 1 molecule, chaperones are there known as calnexin, which will prevent the premature binding of peptides with the MSC class molecules. As we can see here, only alpha chain are present in the MSC class 1 molecule, beta chain is missing. So at this time, if it will be expressing the peptides, processed peptides, then it will not be able to create a proper pathway for its to activate the T helper cells. Now, when calnexin will check that whether the proper folding of alpha chain is there or not, when it got checked that it is not, it is ready for the functioning, it will then invite the beta chain of the class 1 molecule along with the calreticulin and tapsins. Now tapsin, calreticulin, these two chaperone will check that yes, proper association between alpha and beta has taken place. Then they will guide the binding of the processed antigens, which was done in the cytosolic part, and when they have seen that now they properly they have associated, after that calreticulin and tapsin will dissociate. Now this is now we got what we got, that the MSC class 1 molecule has expressed the peptide, processed peptide over its surface. Then what will happen, this will leave the macrophages or antigen presenting cells along with the peptides, and it will from the rough endoplasmic reticulum, it will go via Golgi body and it will express itself over the surface of the macrophages, which will then invite the T helper cells. So these were all about the cytosolic pathway or endogenous pathway. Now let's summarize. I have taken this diagram from Cube. So in the experiment which was conducted before, what we have seen that when the partially digested albumin was expressed, so what we have seen that they got expressed over the class 2 MSC molecules. So why they got expressed over the class 2 molecules? Because they were of a specific size. So there was also one of the reason that why they will not fit over the MSC molecules even if it will not be processed. So what we have seen in the endogenous pathway, that first the endogenous antigens undergo degradation with the help of proteosomes. So here we can see the proteosomes. The endogenous antigens has entered through the proteosomes, and it after processing or after being degraded into smaller parts in such a way that the portions are smaller, and the C terminal will be consisting of either hydrophobic or basic amino acid. They have entered into the rough endoplasmic reticulum through TAP, and in TAP what we have seen, calreticulin, calnexin, calreticulin and tapsin are the chaperones which will which will activate or which will guide the binding or proper binding of processed peptides with the class 1 MSC molecule. And when there will be proper binding of class 1 molecule with the peptide, what we have seen, they will be involved in the transportation system, and from the Golgi body it will be expressed on the surface of the target cells, because class 1 molecule is expressed by the target cell. Now, if you have understood the endogenous pathway, then exogenous pathway is somewhat similar to that, but instead of being used of 3 different chaperone, only one invariant chains is used here. Why it is used? The basic purpose is that, similar to that of the class 1 MSC molecule, it will prevent the premature binding of the peptides bond with the peptides molecules or the processed antigens with the class 2 molecule. Second thing is that if a protein is or the processed peptide is specific for the class 1 molecule, then this invariant chain will prevent its binding over the class 2 MSC molecule. Now here what will happen? The MSC class 2 molecule, which will be synthesized in the polysomes or the endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum, will remain inactive with the help of invariant chains. And when they after that, what will happen? It will enter to the Golgi body, and in Golgi body what will happen? There will be digestion of the invariant chains, and here one clip will be there. This clip will still prevent the premature binding of the peptide bond. So what will happen? From here we can see that phagocytosis behavior is been taking place. So here the exogenous antigens will enter through the process of endocytosis. So here phagosomes will form. These phagosomes will be fused with the lysosomes. These lysosomes will release the hydrolytic enzyme. It will be processed, and after processing it will fused with this vesicle, which will be consisting of the clipped MSC class 2 molecule. And after that, what will happen? When the proper processed peptide will come into contact, then here actually this is also a MSC molecule. This is a non-classical form of MSC molecule. This will help to remove this clip from the MSC class molecule, and now this MSC class 2 molecule will express this peptide over itself, and it will be exposed to the outer layer of the antigen presenting cells. So these were all about the antigen processing and presentation. So here what do you mean by processing? Processing means the making the peptides suitable to be expressed over the MSC molecules, and presentation means to activate the TC cells if it will be expressed by the MSC class 1 molecule, and T helper cells if it will be expressed by the class 2 MSC molecule. So we can say that class 1 and class 2 molecule are responsible for the activation or for the functioning of T helper cells and TC cells and T helper cells respectively. Hope you liked this video, and if there will be any confusion, because no one can be perfect, if I can improve my way of teaching from your suggestions, then it will be a good chance for me. So don't forget to subscribe and share my channel, and do comment if I can improve myself. So these were all about the antigen processing and presentation. Goodbye and have a nice day.